Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 1 of EGCTV's Golden League. And we're here with the no stone wall, no keep rules. This is the rule set with round number 1 of Golden League. It's going to be interesting to see what players come up with here. And we're already on to round 3 for the first weekend. And we've got one of the best matchups here, in my opinion. MarineLord versus 3DB. I mean, a classic. So we're gonna have to see how this goes, because these two players are both superb players, and obviously we didn't get to see B at Red Bull for reasons I think we all know anyway. But so we're gonna have to see how B does, and we already see a crazy opening from B, playing as the Ottomans. Opening up with a military school in the center of the map. Very interesting indeed. And I assume he's going to be building a dock here as well with this villager. But yeah, certainly an interesting start right here. On the other side though, MarineLord going to be playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Now, both of these civilizations are pretty decent on water maps, as this is it's a water map. It's a definitely a hybrid map. And we have this long sort of river down the center. This map's called Canal. And we see B going to be going for a barracks as well with the military school. So it looks like he's wanting to put on lots of pressure here onto this Dark Age dock. But MarineLord's going to be reacting with his own barracks. And this is going to be interesting to see, because he can't match the amount of spearmen that B's making, because B's got a barracks and a military school, and the military is just going to be slowly trickling in those free spearmen. So it's going to be really interesting to see how MarineLord can deal with this. Sure, he's got a dock of his own up, and he's going to be able to slowly trickle in that food at a faster rate than B can. But MarineLord might have to go for a double barracks here if he wants to try and defend this. But we already see 2 spearmen going to be moving out for B. But B yet to drop down a dock yet, as he's just focusing all of his resources into those Dark Age spears. We see he's still got 8 on food, 4 on wood. So it doesn't look like he wants to go for any sort of Dark Age water, which makes sense if you're putting on this sort of Dark Age pressure. We see a 3rd spearman now being pulled forward. I take it back. B is going to be going for a dock. We can see B. 2 versus 2 spearmen here. 3rd one still coming in. Going to be following it behind. A couple shots of a spear exchanged between these 2 players. 3 spears for each player now. B's trying to burn down the stock. Having a little bit of an issue with that though. B has no villagers on wood for the tower. He's got 1 on wood. Going to be building a house here as well, so he's going to be a little bit slower when it comes to his fishing boat economy. As we see, MarineLord's already got 2 out, and we actually see MarineLord dropping down a 2nd barracks. But 5 spears versus the 4 for B. B needs to be careful, and with this 2nd barracks down, MarineLord is going to be able to produce more units than B, despite B having this military school. It's sure it's nice having 3 units, but if MarineLord can train them faster, then he's going to have the bigger mass, and this production could be looking in some trouble. And it's a hefty investment, this military school. You do not want to be losing it this early into the game. Same with the dock. And MarineLord can now afford this double production of spearmen. We see he's got 9 villagers there still on food. It's being inspired as well, and he's got the 2 fishing ships on the water, and he's making a 3rd. So now we've got 8 versus the 7. 8th one now coming in for B, so there's still even numbers here. And B needs more. He can't have an even amount. He needs to take a good fight, and he needs the bigger amount of spearmen to be able to deal with this and take out the dock and the barracks. Because at the moment, he's the one that's behind. Finally getting out his first fishing ship, but MarineLord's already 3 fishing ships ahead. And now MarineLord's looking to put the pressure onto B. He's going to start to siege down that dock. Villager going to be retreating back. B looking to move in now with the spearmen. The thing that B will be having going for him is that his first Vizier should be coming in relatively soon. Unfortunately, we can't actually see it. because the caster UI does not allow us to see it. But we will be able to hear when it comes in, and we'll have to see if he goes for the imams or the meta, because either of those two things can hugely impact a fight like this. And there we go, the Vizier, we just heard it, and he's going to be going for the meta, and he's set it immediately to range defense. Needs to switch it over to melee defense drums so he can take the more even trades here, because it will be giving your spearman, I believe is it just the +1? I think it's just the +1. No, it is +2 melee. There we go, it's finally switching over, and with that he'll be able to take better trades. Unfortunately, B does lose a villager there as well. Fishing ships looking to get burnt down now as well. Can always stick them inside of that dock if he so wishes to. But here we go, the meta's here, and now this is where B wants to engage. We just see MarineLord Spearman not doing as much damage as they once did, but the mass is still here for MarineLord. It looks like a pretty even fight right now, but B gonna have to pull back. The mass is just too much for MarineLord, and B might be in some trouble here. He needs to make sure he keeps this meta alive, and that dock looks like it's going to be put under some pressure. Down to half HP right now, or below half HP. Still Spearman coming out for B. Going to be taking another trade. Needs to micro down these low HP units. We can see there's a couple really low HP Spearmen in there. But his dock is going to be set on fire any second now. And he wants to try and avoid that. Doesn't have a villager. He has 2 villagers coming on the way, but might be too late by that point. More Spearmen still being pulled for B. But the mass is just huge for MarineLord. B's got 10 Spearmen versus the 14, 15 Spearmen for MarineLord. It's just not enough. And with that trade, B's left with even worse of a trade right there. And his dock goes down. 5 fishing ships here for B. Gonna have to fall back. We see he's got 2 villagers over here still. Looks like he wants to drop down a dock over here, possibly. But MarineLord right now is looking in an absolutely great position. We see he's got 5 fishing ships out as well. But we just see there, B's lost. He's lost all of them. He's about to lose, well, he's about to lose this one, which will be the last one. But MarineLord's just keeping up this early pressure with the Spearman. If I forgot to mention, this is a best of 3. And the score at the moment is currently 0-0. But B's going to be aging up now with a twin minaret madrasa. Looks like he's just going to be sacrificing the military school. Big investment right here, just going down the drain for it's something you didn't really get anything for. And MarineLord's going to be looking to age up himself now with 10 villagers on that mining camp. Probably going to be moving out as well to inspire. But he's trying his best to try and defend this, but yeah, now it's set on fire. It's going to be tricky for him to keep this alive. Huge investment right there down the drain. The best thing B can do right now is just keep his Spearman alive and wait for archers to come and try and put as much damage onto MarineLord while he's still in the Dark Age. But even then, MarineLord's not far behind. 6 villagers now on that Archon Chapel in the back of the base. It's not going to be long till MarineLord ages up and he can look to go into probably men-at-arms of his own. Not very often that we see the Holy Roman Empire go for archers, but that could always be a possibility as well. Just archer spearmen in the feudal age works very nicely when you've already got a huge number of spearmen like MarineLord does here. B just going to be retreating back for the time being. He does have the extra movement speed on the spearmen. And a demo ship. This could be pretty huge. If I would be, I'd be trying to bait the spears in. But MarineLord could be losing a ton of spearmen right here. But he needs to time this perfectly, though. He needs to time this perfectly. Oh, this is going to be huge. Oh, I thought that was... I thought all the spears were going to get wiped there. But unfortunately, it doesn't actually do any damage whatsoever. And B just going to be losing out on even more spears right there. But the age up now through for both players. B looking to go for yet another dock on the other side of the canal here. As his second dock goes down here. So this third dock of the game for B. While MarineLord still sits on the 1. And he's got way more fishing eco than B. And we really see that in the the economic count at the top here. MarineLord 12 economic units ahead right now. But we've got more demolition ships in for B. Looking to try and catch these spearmen off guard, which have now been upgraded to the hardened upgrade. Might get a nice shot off here. Unfortunately, B does not press the detonate button, though. MarineLord trying to go for another dock here. But do we have any archers coming in? Yes, we have an archery range down. I don't think we have any sort of... yeah, interestingly to see. Now only archers being queued up. And B's actually gone for 2 imams here as well. Is he looking to go for a bit of a fast castle here? It can't be, right? I mean, 2 imams is an interesting choice right here. I know he's trying to keep his last remaining forces alive so he can take somewhat of an efficient fight, but... imams is an interesting choice here when you've already gone for the meta. MarineLord going to be adding in the men-at-arms now. Now, men-at-arms, very tanky units. Don't have quite as much attack as other units, so I guess that's a benefit of the imam here. These guys are high tank ability, low attack ability. But B needs to be careful of his imams. Might be going down here if he's not careful. But Demo Ship and Hulk, as well as a Dow, going to be defending this position. MarineLord's already walled this up, going to be protecting his own economy. Archer's going to be moving in. Blacksmith being dropped down now for B. Galley now in the queue for MarineLord. Wants to try and deal with that demolition ship so he can then push his army over to B's dock. And on this map, water control is everything. If you lose water control, as with any map, to be honest, it's pretty much game over. The only exception to that is probably the Holy Roman Empire, if they can get to Castle Age in time and Burgrave Rush your opponent. That's like one of the only circumstances where losing water isn't the worst for you. But yeah, in most circumstances, you want to keep your water alive. The whole battle is for the water. And we see MarineLord wants to defend this position. 2 Hulks, a galley, and a demo ship there. And B just going to be chasing down that 1 men-at-arm. But he's not ready for this. Have a look at this. 17 spearmen, 5 men-at-arms about to run into B's base. And 33 villagers are not going to be able to fit inside a 15-slot town center, that's for sure. MarineLord doesn't have any blacksmith upgrades though, so it's going to be taking the full damage from that town center. And MarineLord just going to be burning down this wall. He could go around, but instead just wants to completely burn that down. And at the same point, MarineLord going to be pushing on the water as well. A two-sided attack right now. 1 on land, going to be taking out villagers here. B trying to rush up some outposts here, but I don't think it's enough. MarineLord just going to be focusing down the outposts while at the same time pushing on the water here. B trying to get yet another dock, but I think he's just going to be losing that one as well. B trying to pull back a Hulk here to try and do a bit of damage onto the land units. But I don't think it's enough. MarineLord's just going to be pulling back on the land for the time being. It's done the damage he's needed to have done on the water here. And I think that was the goal of this land army. The goal of this land army wasn't necessarily to, you know, break into your opponent's base and kill everything. It's just to raise your opponent's APM levels to the point where they can't micromanage both water and land at the same time. And MarineLord's done a great job of that and is able to take out B completely on water here. And behind this, we actually see he's going to be aging up with a Regnant's Cathedral. Hulk coming out for B. Interesting choice. Don't think he's going to be doing too much here. He's going to be focusing down the galleys first, which makes sense. He does have a couple demos in here. A demo ship actually coming in from this dock. Might be able to get a nice shot off here, though. Indeed, does get a nice shot. Takes out 1 Hulk and the other one very low on HP right then. Should be taken out by this Hulk from B. At the same point, MarineLord still putting pressure on with this land army. And it looks like B wants to be aging up shortly behind this as well. I'd expect with the MIA. We're going to have to see, though. It's lacking a little bit on the gold front. More idle time going to be caused here. from MarineLord. Or I guess no idle assignment, just going to be losing villagers. But now it does pull them back, and we see B a little bit short on gold, but hopefully that drop-off does mean he can complete the age up. Yes, indeed he can. And there it is. Mehmed Imperial Armory coming through. But B needs to make something happen now, because he's completely lost water, and we see MarineLord, the economy advantage is really starting to add up now. And behind this, he's in the castle age. He's going to be starting to pick up these relics. We see he's got a house here on the relic protecting. Unfortunately, MarineLord's not playing the brand new Delhi where their houses are basically buff outposts. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, not going to be the case as you're playing the Holy Roman Empire here, MarineLord. But I guess it's sort of just keeping vision on the relic. That would be my guess. But yeah, interesting choice right there, going for the house on the relic. I guess it stops B from walling, or he'd have to go for lots more walls. But interesting choice nonetheless. MarineLord going to be having to deal with some of B's army. Spearmen still being set in the Dark Age. Meta and arms still here. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to lose this meta. Doesn't have a stable down to replace that unit. Mangonel in the queue. A minute. 40 seconds away. But we see men-at-arm upgrades have come through for MarineLord, and I'm sure we're just going to see a spam of men-at-arms. We do indeed have 3 barracks drop down. Seems like we've seen none of the new changes coming in for the Holy Roman Empire this game. And we've seen the Archon Chapel, which has had no changes, as well as the Regnants, which has had no changes whatsoever. There we do see MarineLord's taken out the final dock of B. Now has full water control, and he can even start to shoot down the MIA here. B trying to get up some production on the south side of his base here. There's not a lot of space in his base. He could expand up to the north here, but instead decides to go to the south here, which could be a little bit of a mistake, as these men-at-arms could take this down relatively easy. And I'm very surprised to see that MarineLord's not putting any pressure on. But I think it might be because of this. Palace of the Swabia. Another landmark which has received no changes. MarineLord not wanting to play with any of the new changes this game. He can use the other landmark. You got to remember, no keeps, no stone walls can be used this game. So the Elsbach Palace can still be used. It's a landmark, not a... Well, I guess it is technically a keep. But the tournament organizers say you're allowed to use keep landmarks, so... But MarineLord not going to be opting to go for the Elsbach, instead going for the Palace of Swabia. And it makes sense. I mean, we're still quite early on in the game here. And when you've got a league like this, going for the Palace of Swabia makes a lot of sense. I mean, B is just going to be so far behind when it comes to his economy. But B, looking to put on a little bit of pressure now, trying to push back the water that MarineLord does have. Gone for a very mixed composition here. Look at that. 13 archers, 6 spears, and a mum, 3 janissaries, a mangonel, a crossbow, a singular knight, and a meta. What a composition B's got going here. And it looks like B's wanting to capture up the sacred sites as well. They're capturing both of those up, but a men-at-arm already here to react to that, as MarineLord wants to capture it for himself. Looks like he's going to be doing the same the other side as well. This is one of the only map. I think this is the only map in the map pool for Golden League that has 4 sacred sites. And it looks like MarineLord might be wanting to go for a little bit of a sacred victory, possibly. I mean, he's looking to tower this up, so could possibly be the case. But you're going to be sending his knight over here to stop this sacred site from going up. So B at the moment sitting at 3 military schools out of the possible 4 that he can have. That's if he's grabbed the Vizier point, which I would assume he would have done. I mean, no reason to go for trade bags here or Anatolian hills. And there it actually is. I do apologize. Didn't see this one being constructed right here. So he's going to have all 4 military schools up. But MarineLord going to be capturing up 3 out of the 4 sacred sites. 4th one did get decapped just a second ago by B. B doing a really good job with this knight so far, just picking off lots of villagers. Men-at-arms are here though for MarineLord now, which have been upgraded to elite. Yet to get heavy maces though, as well as double-handed swords. With a double-handed axe. What was it called? Two-handed axe, I think? In the barracks. Two-handed weapons. That's the technology. So yet to grab that upgrade. I think he's just grabbed... yeah, he's grabbing heavy maces now, which are going to be able to do really well up against the knights. And it looks like MarineLord is going to be facing quite a few Janissaries here. Interesting choice by B going for such a heavy Janissary composition. Janissaries do somewhat okay up against men-at-arms. They're not like a hard counter, but it's certainly something. Knight going to be decapping that sacred site. B looking to put on a lot of pressure here. We see 2 mangonels making their way forward. Relics do sit inside of the outpost. We see MarineLord did capture up all 5 relics. That's 800 gold a minute right there from just sacred site, from just relics, sorry, as well as another 200 from these sacred sites. So MarineLord right now, he's just floating in gold right there. And his villager count as well at the moment is just skyrocketing from the Palace of Swabia. So B really needs to make something happen now, because he's just going to be falling way too far behind otherwise. And I think it might be already too late. I mean, have a look at the production coming up on this this northern side here. MarineLord just spamming out spears right now, which will have also been upgraded to elite. Have we got down a university yet? We'll take a look in just a second. Looks like MarineLord's got a little bit of a force over here, but B can deal with this. We have 9 Janissaries out. B just spamming the Janissaries. I do believe he hasn't even got his military schools set to Janissaries. He's making these from his archery ranges. That's an expensive investment right there, going into these Janissaries. Very interesting decision. But we can see MarineLord now going to be dropping down that university. Going to be grabbing, I would expect to be the elite army tactics, giving the plus 20% damage and plus 20% health to all melee infantry. So all of his spears, all of his men-at-arms going to be super, super buff up against B's still Castle Age army. It doesn't look like B's wanting to go Imperial anytime soon. He can't really afford it. But have a look at this. MarineLord's just walling up the whole map. He's looking to just put on pressure right now. The boats here just picking off reinforcements, and these Janissaries are expensive units to be losing like this. And now MarineLord's looking to put on the pressure once again with these men-at-arms. We see he's got plus 2 range defense. Elite army tactics now coming in. Wallow was attempted by B. Not going to be successful though. Be trying to repair this up, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. Those men-at-arms are tanky. These are tanky. Look at that, plus 7 ranged defense. And now B's armies had to come all the way home to deal with these boats, to deal with this army coming in from MarineLord. All the villagers having to idle inside of this town center. And at the same time, MarineLord's looking to push on the left-hand side as well, towards the front of MarineLord, to the front of B's base. Huge amount of spears right there. Elite army tactics yet to come in, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. MarineLord's got elite upgrades in on all of these units. Plus 3 range defense coming in now as well. Mangonel gonna get picked off right there. Second Mangonel is gonna be safe for the time being, but for how long, that's the question. B idling half of his economy right now. Have a look at that. And MarineLord's just, he's double the villager count. He's an age ahead, and right now he's putting on so much pressure onto B. Not looking too good for him whatsoever, but don't forget this is a best of 3. So whoever wins this set does move on to the quarterfinals of the first round of Golden League. So MarineLord is still going to have to win another one after this if he wants to go through. But he's going to be on match point if he does secure up this win. I don't see a lot of comeback potential here for B, I'll be honest. He's trying his best. He's got a very high value army right now with these Janissaries. He's just got no tanky frontline though, and we see these Landsknechts in here giving off that area of effect damage, just able to do so much damage onto these units. I mean, Janissaries, we see their health is just so weak at 90 HP right there. So they do get absolutely shredded by any Landsknechts in there. And I mean, even getting wrecked here by some spears. And we just see the flood coming in from MarineLord, adding in a Mangonel of his own now. And this Mangonel is going to be enough to shut down these Janissaries. And each Janissary here, I believe, costs 100 gold. It does, yeah, it does indeed cost 100 gold. So that's like 1,000. That's 2,000 gold right there worth of Janissaries. And they're all about to get shut down by this one Mangonel. MIA looking to get taken down by some boats. MarineLord's found the villagers on the gold here. 28 villagers here about to be idled. But he's sticking in this for as long as he can. I don't think he realizes how far ahead MarineLord is right now. You know, he's been on Swabia for ages. He doesn't need to make villagers anymore. He can just spam out the units into B's base. And there we actually see the first landmark has been taken down. The Carrot here able to do so much damage. And there it is. GG gets called. B taps out. Game number 1 goes over to MarineLord. If you did enjoy this casted game, please do feel free to leave a like. And I'll catch you in game number 2.